you're fond of visiting historical places like me, then this fort in Hyderabad is a must visit for you.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Golconda Fort.
The Golconda Fort was originally built in the 13th century by the Kakatiya kings, and in the 16th century it became the capital of the Qutub Shahi kings, who later rebuilt the fortress to defend themselves from the Mughals.
I'm in front of the Golconda Fort entrance. Now, if you look at the top of the door or the entrance, so there is a hole, and that hole was used for dropping the oil or hot water on top of the elephants so that the elephants could not invade and go in. Also, if you look at the structure of the gate, it was made in such a way that elephants could not enter. So it was made narrow. Again, on the side you will see a small opening. Even though this is a royal gate, royal entrance, the opening is small so that elephants could not easily barge in. Look at the architecture. It all used to be filled with diamonds. The holes used to be filled with diamonds. So the place has very interesting acoustics. So if you look at that part of the palace, just inside the entrance, if you clap there, so those days they did not have telephones, so they would clap there, and the sound would be heard all the way the king's darbar, the king's palace. So that is the Diwane-am, Diwane-khas, and they would be able to hear the sound from here. This is how they would alert the king. The guards would alert the king.
Now this is the common entrance area for all the soldiers. The soldiers would have to keep their weapons aside and then enter the fort.
Right outside you can see the marketplace. So this is where all the gems and diamond would be traded. All the businessmen would come here and set up their stalls, and there would be deals in thousands and crores in this entire garden that you see across. It's called Nagina Garden.
Golconda was one of the major hubs of diamond trades in the country, and the famous Koh-i-noor diamond is believed to be mined here.
So this is the office of the royals. An interesting architecture that you see here. You don't have any proper doors. So you have these open spaces where the curtains would be hung. Here you can see a small masjid. And the structure that you see in front, that used to be the harem. And behind that, there used to be buildings, G+2 buildings, and they were all destroyed by Aurangzeb. We are now here at the royal bathroom of the king, and this is the bathtub. Now we are going to enter the Desi washroom of the kings.
The depth of this Desi sandas that you see here is about 55 meters, and it was really intelligently built so that all the waste materials could be flushed out quite efficiently.
And even in these holes, it used to be filled with diamonds. So you had diamonds inside the washroom as well.
And now we are in the bedroom of the queen. And right adjacent to the bedroom of the queen is the bedroom of the king, Quli Qutub Shah.
This used to be the royal court, and exactly where I'm pointing my camera, the victim used to be brought here. And let me go a little forward. You can see this hole. So there the king would be seated. This was done just to protect the king. So if you clap here or make any sound, the vibrations would be so huge that it would be heard from all the way up there. So the king would only show the victim would only see the face of the king here, and they cannot counter attack the king if the victim is given a death sentence.
Well, those days there was no telephone. The astounding acoustical designs made it possible to pass on messages from one part of the fort to the other just by talking to the wall. This used to be the dining space and where all the meetings, all the secret meetings would be held. And right above this place is the king's bedroom. Now, whatever discussion used to be held here in the dining space, all the ministers used to have a discussion. So those discussions would be heard by the king from the bedroom. So this is how the acoustics would be made.
The place where I'm standing now used to be the stage for all the entertainment activities. The dancers would dance and mujra used to happen. And if I just turn the camera around, so that elevated platform that you see was the place where the king and the queen they would be seated and enjoying the program. And just beside that there's a beautiful fountain. On the left side there's the Sheesh Mahal, and on top the common men would sit and enjoy the program. Now you can see the fort is just made up of stones, but those days during the early 17th century and 16th century, 17th century, there used to be a lot of carvings on the entire buildings, and the carvings would again be adorned with a lot of diamonds. So what you see here is a destroyed fort. It was destroyed by Aurangzeb in the 17th century.
Inside the fort, there were several royal apartments, halls, temples, mosques, stables, and even gardens. The whole fort complex spreads across 11 kilometers, and you can experience the architectural beauty in all the pavilions, the gates, entrances, walls, and even the stables. It is said that Aurangzeb attacked this fort several times, but the fort was held out for over 8 months by the army of the Sultan. But eventually this army was bribed, and then Aurangzeb captured the entire fort.
There was an option for me to climb up all the 400 steps and go to the Diwane Arm, but the temperature is really soaring up, and I thought that I should just skip it.
The fort is also very well known for its secret pathways, the water systems, and the reservoirs. The beauty of the entire fort is indeed breathtaking, and you can easily spend 2 to 3 hours exploring the entire fort. Golconda Fort was definitely one of the highlights of my Hyderabad visit. And if you like this video, then please do subscribe to my channel. And you can also like the video and share a comment so that I get to know how you like this video.